How should I feel? Creatures lie here, looking through the window.
Hello everybody, back here with another video again today. More Sayaka information on the horizon. I'm going to discuss it, do a quick, little bit of an in-depth analysis. Basically, just real quick before we start, he confirmed, he doesn't confirm, he doesn't directly say it, but he contradicts stuff that Leaker was saying, the one who supposedly leaked the end credits music. So, yeah, it seems like that guy's fake after all. Which, you know, hey, it's whatever, but, so that might mean there's no orange atomic breath, so, don't get your hopes up. First thing Sayaka said, though, some guy was sending a plot leak. I didn't read it personally, but Sayaka put fake in all caps, so that's a great way to start it. But we started getting more information. I think later on, though, some of the information might piss you guys off. You know, stuff could be due to change. You know, there are VFX reshoots going on right now. You know, but like I said, this stuff still might piss all of you guys off. If it does, you know, it's whatever. I mean, like, you know, we haven't seen footage yet. No context, but nothing too big's being given away, I don't think. Still, he's refusing to give away any sort of winners or anything. But immediately he starts, he actually answers some of my questions, too. But immediately, though, he starts contradicting the guy on YouTube. Can you confirm the snake-looking creature is a frilled skullcrawler? And Sayaka responds with, I'm sure it's a new creature, not any variant of skullcrawler. Someone responds with, is that you speculating or is that based on concept? Just wondering, since the head at a particular angle looks extremely similar to skullcrawler. Even has the same face. No, not doubting you at all. Just want to clarify. Speaking concept art, have you seen any depicting Godzilla having an orange hue on his spines? Maybe Godzilla shooting an orange beam. Sayaka said conceptual art. These creatures don't have a skull face, but they are closer to ordinary snakes. And then someone says, Sayaka in the GVK synopsis is mentioned that the Monarch is going to reveal the origin of the Titans. What will it look like in the film? Will they just show the Hollow Earth, or will they tell about the evolution of each species? And Sayaka responded with, we'll reveal more secrets about Kong Godzilla. Considering that the film was not released for another year, there are many questions I don't want to answer now, such as winning and losing of Godzilla and Kong, which will reduce everyone's enthusiasm too early. I respect that completely. I don't, you know, like, I personally don't necessarily want to know the ending. I mean, I kind of asked the one person who wins the fight, but that's just to test them mostly. But I personally think it would be a good thing that no one finds out the winner. I think, especially if something like Kong wins, you know, I think that immediately is going to make so many people not go see the film. I just don't think that should be revealed. I'm glad Sayaka is respecting that. Because even if I found out, I wouldn't tell you guys who wins the final fight, at least. Maybe a midway fight or something. But that's not the same thing as the final. The final fight's the one that really counts. Someone responded, thanks for the update. Is there conceptual art Godzilla having an orange beam, or maybe Godzilla's spine's glowing orange? I've heard there is. I'm not sure whether they are fake or not. And then Sayaka responds with, Godzilla has cool new powers, but I haven't seen conceptual art of orange light. Contradicting. Then someone responds with, is it true then that the new Snake Titan has 4 arms and he can spread thrills by spreading its wings? He said that's its wings is for flying. So basically Sayaka says it's a Snake Titan that has wings that can fly. It's not any sort of skullcrawler like we thought. And someone asked, is the Snake Titan used to test MG's power? Does it fight MG? And Sayaka responds with, they will fight Kong. So there you go, right there. Bunch of stuff, basically debunking the guy on YouTube who posted the stuff. He immediately said he has no idea. He's not saying it can't happen. He says Godzilla will have cool new powers, but he doesn't recall any orange beams, which is already kind of contradicting. Then he says this creature is not any sort of skullcrawler. It's just a big snake that flies around, has wings, and they fight Kong. There's a bunch of them apparently, and they fight Kong. They don't fight Mechagodzilla. And then I think this is where you guys might start getting pissy. Not at me, just at, you know, the makers. Someone asked, This Hong Kong battle a 1v1v1, then a 2v1, then a 1v1, where it's just Godzilla and Kong fighting after MG's defeated. Now recall, this is what the leaker said, the supposed YouTube one, but again, this contradicts what he says. Sayaka basically says that the final fight will be a 1v1, another 1v1, and then it will end with a 2v1. We'll go over it afterwards, so just calm down. Don't get mad. Here's my question. I asked, are you saying the final fight's going to be a team-up then? And he responds with, MG is quite powerful. So, remember. Hold on. This is the last thing Sayaka said. But he said, I would still say that the fight between Kong and Godzilla is the climax of the movie. The battle is absolutely epic. It will decide who the real monster number one. And he says the battle with MG is the second climax because MG is a huge threat to everyone. It's almost like he's saying it's like two different movies. It's really interesting, but that's all the Sayaka information. So, if you don't want to hear me go in depth, you can click off now. If you want to read this for yourself, there'll be a link in the description below. But, what do I get from this? Well, what I get from this is that Sayaka is cutting me off because my recording just got cut off. Someone called me. But yeah, so anyways, what I would get from this, so first off, like I said, everything's been contradicted from that YouTube guy, so I currently don't, now it is always potential that he could have possibly had some screening of a different version of the film they were testing, but I highly doubt that at this point. I just am going to say that basically, yeah, the movie's just, it's not real. Doesn't mean stuff can't happen, but Sayaka hasn't answered anything. Like people are asking about the reactor stuff. I think even I did too, but he's not answering that. But basically he says that the red Titan we see, he says that basically it is not a skull crawler, it's a big snake. It's just a big cobra pretty much that what looks like frills are actually wings. Interesting. And then they'll fight Kong in the movie at some point. So right there we already got some information that there's going to be some fights beyond the fights with Godzilla and Kong and Mechagodzilla. That basically Kong's going to have to fight these big snakes at some point in the movie. Really interesting. Now that's from concept art. Again, anything could change, but I'm just going with it like that. So we got some information on those snake creatures. He doesn't talk much details beyond the fact that they're snakes and fly and they fight Kong. But there you go for that. Now here's what's going to piss you guys off. He says the fight, there's basically a 1v1, then a 1v1, then a 2v1. And he says Mechagodzilla is very powerful. So basically that, and he says that Godzilla and Kong have a 1v1. That's a climax. And basically it's almost like it's another movie. They have another climax where MG comes in. So what I assume is that basically Godzilla and Kong are going to have their fight. Pretty obvious. Then the winner of that is going to go on to basically fight Mechagodzilla, because Mechagodzilla is going to come in and probably ambush them. Maybe not ambush them. Mechagodzilla will just somehow find a way to come in and attack the two. Or whoever the winner is will probably get attacked. And whoever the loser was will probably come in and save the day. And they'll help the winner of the first fight basically fight Mechagodzilla so Mechagodzilla can't kill him. If I wanted to make a prediction, if you guys want to know, I would say that Godzilla, it sounds like Godzilla would win. And then MG would come in and have a 1v1 with Godzilla, kick the hell out of Godzilla, just beat his ass. And then Kong will come save the day and help Godzilla beat Mechagodzilla. That's what I can gather. Could be completely wrong. It could be something like Kong wins, then MG beats the shit out of him, and then here comes Godzilla to save the day. I just would assume they would do it the first way, with Godzilla winning, but there's nothing to confirm that. But I mean, right there, he's already making it sound like it's not really Batman v Superman. That and then the two climaxes. He refers to them as two different climaxes, and that the winner of the first fight will be a fair fight. He said it in the past in Hong Kong, but like Pacific Rim, and he basically says the winner of that fight, that's the king of the monsters. Um, I mean, yeah. So, and then he says MG's gonna be a huge threat to everyone. So they'll end up teaming up after they fight, and yeah. So basically, definitely gonna be a clear winner. One of them are gonna eat the dust. Not well, no. One of them are gonna. Okay, so one of them are gonna lose. They're gonna be out for the count. You know, the loser's gonna be out. It's gonna be pretty obvious that the loser lost. Um, if I assume it's something that the fight's gonna go, the one person's lost and they're pretty much knocked out, then MG just kind of comes out of nowhere, which would be fine. I mean, a lot of old Godzilla movies did that, like versus MG '93, for example. Rodan and Mechagodzilla fought. Mechagodzilla won, and then Godzilla just came out of nowhere. Stuff like that. Gojira versus Space Godzilla. Godzilla came out of nowhere, stuff like that. I definitely could see it being one of those scenarios. Mechagodzilla apparently is going to be extremely powerful, especially if he has to get. Now, I'm excited to see. So, if it's going to take Kong and Godzilla together to beat him, I wonder if the MG in the Monsterverse is going to be more powerful than the Monsterverse Ghidorah. Obviously, the Monsterverse Ghidorah, I think, is pretty powerful, although he isn't very strong in water, and which, I mean, makes sense. That wasn't his element in the Antarctica. I think it would be fun to look at and see if it, because it sounds like he's going to absolutely dominate whoever he 1v1s. And remember, Godzilla, for the most part, his supercharged form, without much help from Mothra, was beating the shit out of Ghidorah. Ghidorah got a few good hits in, but Godzilla, for the most part, dominated that fight up until Ghidorah got a supercharge. Once Ghidorah got supercharged, that's when it turned. But again, that was him powering up too. So that and base Godzilla versus base Ghidorah, it was still I would say it was a pretty even fight, leaning more Ghidorah. But we didn't really see exactly what would come next. Godzilla got back up and was ready to go for round 2, and Ghidorah just fled. So it's going to be interesting, because I would have to assume the winner of the fight will probably be Godzilla from this. Again, not confirming anything, don't get your hopes up. And then MG's just going to destroy him, just beat him up real bad, probably for a good few minutes. That would be really interesting. I think it would really go to show. Now, whoever the winner is obviously could be bloodied up, beaten up a lot, tired out from just having a battle. But still, I don't know exactly how in depth they're going to go with making it so, like, oh, he's really weak, I don't know. Maybe if it's Kong, but if it's Godzilla, I don't know. It's going to take the double team, though, that beat MG, Now, look, this film is called Godzilla vs. Godzilla, not Godzilla v. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong, not Godzilla v. Kong. So, the reason, what Zack Snyder explained, the reason Batman v Superman was called Batman v Superman and not Batman vs. Superman, a lot of people don't know this, because the film was going to be a team-up movie and they were going to fight forever. They wanted to confirm that. This one's called Godzilla vs. Kong. We're going to get a clear winner. I don't think the fight's just going to be unnecessary. It's going to be just some random shit with some pointless reason. I think basically, from what Sayaka's saying, there's going to be a 1v1, kind of like Superman 1v1 in Doomsday, I guess you could say, but like, there's a reason for all this. So there's going to be a clear winner. They're really beating each other up. Mechagodzilla's probably going to show up. The winner's going to fight him for a bit, and then the loser's going to realize, hey, differences aside, this guy is a problem. We need to kill him. He cannot be around, or he can destroy everything. So that's when the team up's going to happen. I really am excited to see a really powerful MG. Me and Method were talking about it. Monster sacrifice? Could there be? Um, if there is, that'd be really interesting because who would it be? Methville thinks it would be Godzilla just because his contract might end or something. I think Kong would be a more interesting sacrifice. You know, it'd be more. It's more along the lines of this character. The difference with Godzilla and Kong, though, is that Godzilla could easily have more members of a species living in the whole Earth. While, as far as we know, Kong, once he's dead, the Kong species is gone. So, who knows? So, what do you guys think? I don't want this video to drag on, but there's your new Sayaka information. So, if you did enjoy, please, as always, please share, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Enjoy the video. Enjoy talking. Bye-bye.